Right. All right, folks, welcome to another edition of Hip Hop Top 5. This one is going to be a very interesting one. Again, I'll just go through the quick introductions at the top of the page. As soon as I turn off my speaker. All right. So I'm your host and co-host and producer, DT. Next to me is Ashley. Ashley will be the host for the rest of the show. Next to her is Marlon. He's a challenger. Next to him is Marquel. He's another challenger. And then Cal Love, the challenger. At the bottom, you have Candace, who's also a challenger. And so we will also have a couple of judges I'll bring in to introduce to them. They'll be talking about the scoring and how the points will be attributed during the debate. You guys have all filled out your charts. The topic was the top 5 most empowering rap songs. We gave you about maybe 80 choices. You were able to choose 5 and then put them in order, ranking from 5 down to 1. And then you're going to tell us, and we're going to go through this flow where we're going to ask you about a specific. First, we're going to ask you about your criteria, what criteria you use to choose, and then we'll go through each one after that. Ashley will walk y'all through that as we go through it. Right now, I'm going to take Ashley out, and I'm going to bring Saint on and Rika, who are the judges, and they'll talk about point scoring and rules.
Saint, are you going to start?
Yeah. How you doing, everyone? So very simple. If you've seen the game before or not, welcome to Hip Hop Top 5, where we debate all things hip hop. Very simple. The show is going to follow this format. You guys are going to be given the opportunity to first give your criteria and give us your top 5 that you've chosen for this particular game. To be very clear, when Ashley gives you the opportunity to do so, we're expecting you just to list your top 5 and go from 5 to 1 and give us your criteria. You're going to have a minute to do that as we proceed with the game. And you're prompted to list your number 5 and your 4 and your 3 and your 2 and your 1. You will be listing whichever specific number we're on, just that pick, and defending it. For each of these things, you're going to have a minute, and then you'll be met with challenges from our challengers, and we'll proceed through the game like that. And Rika is going to talk about some of the scoring.
Awesome. Yeah. So once again, welcome everyone to Hip Top 5 Power to the People episode. The goal of this show is that we have a good time. First and foremost, it's never a dull moment. But secondly, we are all here to learn something. And so in terms of scoring, what Saint and I look for as judges is, are you introducing new facts? Are you introducing information in a creative way? If you have someone on your list that someone who went before you already had, are you just regurgitating what they said, or are you figuring out a way to flip it and add to it? Once the challengers, challenging you, how are you handling those? Can you stand on your own too? Are you able to defend your picks on your list, or are you folding? So those are the things that we take into consideration. Please be mindful that if you have done your homework and if you have stats that you want to kind of rattle off in terms of numbers, make sure that they are coupled with other information, because as hip hop heads and those who just love the culture, we know that, you know, billboards and streams and things of that nature does not always adequately represent how the people feel, how the streets feel. And so make sure that those things are incorporated in the information that you give tonight. And good luck, y'all. Looking forward to it.
All right, so that's gonna give you guys any questions, comments, or concerns thus far from the players. No, you guys all good? Okay, I am going to bring your host back on, and Ashley is hosting, so she'll be leading you guys through this. I don't know if Calvin. Oh, you're not talking to us. Okay, so with that, I want to go ahead and I'm going to kind of mute my mic and let Ashley take it from here, and enjoy the game, guys. It's again. It's Facebook Live. It's live now, so we will have comments coming in. I can see some of them popping up right now. I'll quickly just test out to make sure that's working. And of course, I'll start up here at the top, first one. So this is how those comments from Facebook, people who are watching on Facebook Live can put something in the comments, and then we'll pop them up if they're relevant or not. So, yep, Michael Scott is watching this. So, the T-Dot got 3 people in the game somewhat. Let's see what we got here. Make everybody coming. Uh-oh. Yeah, people going down already. All right. So be ready to get it popping. I'm going to turn it over to you, Ashley. As I mute my mic, you can take over and let's get it started.
Okay. Hey, hip hoppers. We are going to have a good time tonight. Little friendly debate. It's gonna be all love for the culture, love for the music, just all love here. So it is one more rule that we do need to cover that wasn't covered in the initial rules. I'm gonna let Cal hit it. No peffing, right?
No peffing in the game. Put your pride, your egos, and your feelings. Like my man over here, he looks serious and motherfucking. Put your pride and your ego to the side. That's all. Like Rika said, we're here to have fun, enjoy the game. But don't let your pride, your egos get the best of you. We don't care about it, to be honest with you, but just try not to let it get the best of you because it might fracture some of your points.
Right. All right, that being said, we're going to get right to it. As Saint and Rika mentioned earlier, first we're going to get into your top 5 list. So simply list your top 5 pick going from 5 down to 1, and then list your criteria. You're going to get 1 minute to do so. So the first person, Bandana Black, you're up. What's your top 5 list?
I didn't know I was going to be first. All right. My top 5. First, I have number 5, G Herbo. Number 4, Tupac. 3, Meek Mill. 2, Childish Gambino. And 1, Jay-Z. And my criteria really was just on an overall basis of like the feeling of the song, what the message was, how they conveyed the message, if it was creative, and who I think it actually reached.
Cool. I'm filling your list. Next, hey Bum, what's your top 5 and your criteria?
I'm sorry, real quick. What were your songs, bro?
Oh, the songs. G Herbo, Revolutionary, Tupac Changes, Meek Mill, Young Black America, Childish Gambino America, and then Jay-Z, Story of OJ.
Okay, everybody clear on that list for Bandana? Okay, next paid Bum. You're on mute. There you go.
Are you here now?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, I got Dreams and Nightmares, by Meek Mill, The Story of OJ, Jay-Z. I got Why by Jadakiss, Changes by Tupac, and I got Fuck the Police by NWA.
Okay, strong list. And what's your criteria for this list?
Pretty much all of those songs are still relevant today. That's all I'm gonna say.
Relevancy. Okay. Couture Life, you're up. What's your top 5 list and your criteria?
Okay, so from the songs that I was given to choose, my number 5 was Self-Destruction, the Stop the Violence Movement. My number 4 was High for Hours by J. Cole. My number 3 was Shelter by Vic Mensa, featuring Wyclef and what's his name? What's it? Well, it's Vic Mensa's song featuring Wyclef. And number 2, White Man's World, Tupac. And number 1, Fight the Power. Now, the criteria that I used to compile my list was the song either had to be a well put together song, like a song that anybody could just listen to as a song. If it wasn't strong enough as a song to be listened to, then it had to have lyrics, like lyrics that resonated. And if the lyrics weren't strong, then there had to be conviction in the person's delivery of the song and the message that they were spitting. And then what made my Fight the Power my number 1 choice was because it was a call to action. So that's how come I got those songs.
Okay, cool. Last but not least, VJ Detta.
Okay, so my top 5 is my number 5 is Self-Destruction. My number 4 is This Is America from Childish Gambino. Number 3 is Sound of the Police, KRS-One. My number 2 is Fight the Power, Public Enemy. And my number 1 is Fuck the Police by NWA. And my criteria is impact on the community, replay value, and lyrics.
Okay, can you repeat your number 5 again, please?
Number 5 was Self-Destruction.
Who's the artist?
You got it?
I didn't hear the artist.
Self-Destruction.
I guess she asking you who did the song, like the artist.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a collaboration. It's a collaboration song with a lot of East Coast MCs.
Okay. Not familiar with that one. Got me. Okay. So, hey, I'm not challenger, so I don't have to be familiar with the whole list. All right. Anywho, so next up, we're going to start getting into your actual detail, your songs. So y'all going to have your background, your come with it in the next ones. With defending your top list, we're going to get into the top 5 first. So next up, we're going to get into the top 5 list. Number 5. Bandana Black, you are up first, and you guys are going to get 1 minute to defend your number 5 pick. And then after you all go, a challenger will pick one of you all to ask the question to, and you'll get a minute to contest to that challenge. So Bandana Black, what is your number 5 pick?
Okay, my number 5 pick is G Herbo and Bump J. Is called Revolutionary. And the reason why I picked this song is because I think like overall impact of what it can actually have to like the youth and stuff, because these are two legends from 2 different eras from the same place. Like I think in America, one of the most messed up places right now is Chicago. So for these 2 artists to get together and do a song that if you really listen to the lyrics is a positive song, they're giving them like hope and direction and stuff in the song. And it's coming from a younger generation and an older generation artist who people actually respect and will listen to. And that's pretty much why I picked that song with G Herbo and Bumpy J.
Okay. Next, Pay Bum, what is your number 5 pick? You got 1 minute to get into the detail.
Okay, Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill. I feel like everybody can relate to this song. I feel like you know, what he was going through with the justice system, you know, just with just the whole song itself. I mean, if you think about seeing your nightmares unfold, no, I mean your dreams, your nightmares unfold, and your dreams come true. Like that's kind of crazy. It's like we all can relate to it. Like we all can relate to, you know, going through a whole bunch of bullshit and then overcoming it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I mean, we all get chills when that song come on. I mean, if you don't, then you weird. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I picked it. That's my criteria.
Okay. And next up, for tour life, what is your number 5 pick and why? 1 minute.
My number 5 pick was Self-Destruction by the Stop the Violence movement. The reason I picked this song is my number 5 song. It was a super powerful song when the song just came out. It was like mind blowing to me actually when I first heard it, because it was like just a coupling of a lot of my favorite MCs at the time coming together to make a track. And I know probably some of them didn't even really agree with each other as people, but they got together to create this one song for the bigger purpose of creating unity within, you know, the Black culture. So when I heard it, and I heard, you know, KRS-One, I hear Dougie Fresh, I hear my favorite MC at the time, Heavy D, it just blew my mind. And there's a chant, self-destruction. We're heading for self-destruction, and everybody's talking about what it is that you need to do to kind of, you know, steer clear from that type of direction. It was powerful to me. And I think, I mean, if this show was happening back when this song came out, this song would be number 1 for me. But now there's other songs that I feel have more impact on a younger community. So that's why I have it as a top 5 out of like the 80 songs you gave us. But it's my number 5.
Okay. Perfect timing. Last but not least, BJ Detta, what is your number 5 pick and why? 1 minute.
Okay, like the guy before me, my pick is also Self-Destruction. And, you know, first of all, it rang true. Like we definitely were headed towards self-destruction, and we, you know, it's kind of like a prophecy, because we're definitely in the stage right now where we're, you know, just destructive to ourselves. On top of that, you know, just being a young guy in the streets and didn't care too much about that kind of thing back then. The fact that all those different MCs, like you said, from Flavor Flav to, you know, Heavy D, I forgot Heavy D was even on the song, but, you know, those are some of my favorite MCs growing up. So for all of them to get on there and come together to make a track, you know, called Self-Destruction and get the attention of a guy like myself, you know, that was a big impact, you know. And me and all my friends, as a matter of fact, you know, these are favorite MCs. Come on now, MC Lyte, like that was everybody. Like you could not love that song. So for the fact that, you know, the lyrical ability, everybody was on the song, the replay value, and the impact it had on the community, number 5.
Okay, cool. Everybody had a cool list. Definitely feeling every pick you guys got on there, and you did help me to clarify self-destruction. I know what song y'all talking about now. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Look, don't dog me out because I didn't remember the name of the song. All right. So now we're gonna get into the challenges. Q, why you talking stuff? You are first for the first challenge. So who are you challenging?
I gotta go with DJ Bandana Black. You already knew it was coming, though, right? You knew it was coming, bro.
I knew it.
All right, so you chose Revolutionary, right?
Yeah.
All right, so first of all, can you give everybody the hook to that song?
I couldn't give you the hook to the song. I can give you the overall like message in the song, but I don't.
Okay, let's start there.
I think the overall message with it, like from G Herbo's standpoint of it, was just basically showing like how things are unfair and you do have to change, like to do better in life. And I think Bump J, being an older person that's from the same area, was basically showing that if you don't do those things, he was kind of rapping about some of the stuff that he went through, where if you don't do those things, that's how you turn out.
Okay. Now, you not knowing the hook definitely, you know what I'm saying, that hurts. You know what I'm saying? Because that's in your top 5. Like, that hurts. the scoring. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to know what songs that you got in your top 5 and what it sounds like. But since you didn't know that and you did give us a little tidbit as far as Bump J, can you kind of give the people the backstory on Bump J and why it was so significant for him to be on this song?
Well, I just want to say this up front. First of all, G Herbo or Bump J is not my favorite artist. Is not even like, I just figured the impact that it would have for the people, like the young people that's in Chicago, as far as them. That's why, like, I probably only listened to the song maybe 10 times, but when I heard it and I know the impact of who G Herbo and Bump J is, I can see that message getting through and them actually accepting it. But to answer that question, actually, what was the question again? My bad.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you didn't have a hook, so I'm like, you know, there was a reason why you chose this song. So it's like, what's the give me the history behind Bump J and why you chose this song specifically with G Herbo and Bump J.
Okay, as far as Bump J, the history that I know, as far as him just watching interviews and stuff, and just knowing that he was like one of the street guys, I guess, from that era, and is one of the OGs that they actually respected. And I know that G Herbo is an artist that's from Chicago who went through some of the same things, still going through the same things, respected. So them two on a record, kind of saying the same thing, I think was dope. I don't really know much about. I know much more about G Herbo than Bump J, but from just watching the interviews and hearing how they spoke about him, I knew it was somebody who he respected that was older than him. So the people that's respecting him would listen to it.
Got you. Now, I resident Chicagoan was shaking her head, but she acting like you're wrong. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I might be wrong.
I just know that, you know what I'm saying, I had to try to defend G Herbo with my with my colleagues. And you know what I'm saying, it was kind of difficult because, I wouldn't have chose the song for my top 5. And, you know what I'm saying? I like the song. I think I love G Herbo, you know what I'm saying? But I just wouldn't have chose it for my top 5. So I wanted you to give them a good reason on why you chose it. You know, I know
most people wouldn't, but G Herbo is one of those artists where, like, a lot of artists from Chicago, I can't even listen to. Like, it's all saying the same thing. But G Herbo, when he started talking about, like,
stop talking. You give them extra credit, Q. I think we exceeded that minute.
All right, my bad. Help him out. He didn't have a hook.
What's going on with the Facebook comment? Trilla, what's going on Facebook? Okay. How does the co-host not know? Look, first, I came back. You don't know no hooks. Bandana Black is a legend regardless.
I don't know the hooks. I don't. This is not like my favorite artist. I just know what he stands for, and I know that these people respect him. And I listened to the message of what the song was, so I know that they would at least listen to it, as opposed to some of the other songs that I had a trace for.
Will said he chose that song.
Who cares what G Will said? Is he on here?
All right. Next up on Hip Hop Top 5, we are going to get into the number 4. Okay, so again, you all are going to get 1 minute to defend your number 4 pick. 1 minute. And if you exceed that time, DT or myself will tap in to cut you off. So up first again, Bandana Black. What's your number 4 pick and why? 1 minute.
All right, I might be a little safer with this one. I got number 4, Tupac Changes. And the reason why I said the Tupac Changes, I think it was the first time where in my life where an artist like was able to give you that feeling to really think. Like, a lot of times we listen to music and you don't really like get the message, but like with Tupac, we've seen some of the things that he went through, even with him passing. So that changes songs to some of the stuff that he was rapping about in it, or even like killing your own brother, or different struggles and stuff that we going through. It kind of actually made you think about it, like, damn, like we losing good people, like over some BS sometimes. And I think that song just kind of resonated with a lot of people just across the globe and on both coasts, whatever. So that's a classic to me also too. So that's why I went with the Tupac Changes.
Okay. Next, Pay Bum. What's your number 4 pick and why? 1 minute.
All right, my number 4 is the story of OJ. I feel like Jay-Z was pretty much breaking down the importance of Black people making the money spent in the community versus, continuing to do it how we've been doing it. Pretty much explaining how the other communities, the other races do it pretty much. And letting us know that no matter what, whenever we go outside, we still nigga. And I feel like, no matter how much money you got, you still look at the same. So that's pretty much why I picked that song. And I feel like it's very important. It was very important at the time when he dropped it. I feel like that's something that this generation needed to hear.
All right.
That's it.
Next up, Couture Life. What's your number 4 pick and why? 1 minute.
All right, my number 4 pick was High for Hours by J. Cole. I start by saying that I don't listen to J. Cole, but because you guys gave me the list, I listened to all the tracks, and when I heard this song, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, this song is strong, and I chose it because he spoke from the heart. So, for instance, there's a part where he said that he paid to go speak to the president just so he can articulate whatever he was thinking to the president to get answers, considering the president was Black, thinking that he'd get some good answers back. And he's talking about how he was nervous, and he knew that whether he's nervous or not, he still has to speak because it's his duty being who he was. And just thinking about the other part where he says that if we get the power to take control, the abuser then become the abused then becomes the abuser, and it becomes a vicious cycle. And those type of messages just were strong to me, regardless of I know he's talking about Black power, but also talking about self-empowerment and talking about just be conscious of what it is that you're thinking, what it is you're doing, and be conscious of how you're going to empower yourself so that you can, move forward more powerfully in the world as a person.
All right. Last, VJ Detta. What is your number 4 pick and why? 1 minute.
Okay, my number 4 pick is This Is America by Childish Gambino. And I chose this song because of the impact it had on the community when it came out. It was a real strong song. He covered, a lot of the mainstream images that we see that we don't always pick up on. And, the replay value is all that. Like, you can listen to that song over and over again. It was also big throughout all genres, like from the youngest to the elders. Everybody was kind of digging that song, and like I said, it had a big impact when it came out, and the replay value is good. So that's why I chose that as number 4.
All right. Well, I hope y'all came with it. I hope y'all got y'all facts and all of that for the number 4 pick, because my man Marlon, he comes strong, and he is up for the challenge. So who are you challenging, Marlon?
I'm gonna challenge my man Pay Bum with the story of OJ. So with that song, I see you smiling. So with that song, right? What I get out of it is he's only talking about financial wealth, not too much about Black empowerment and making the Black culture better. So I got 2 issues with that. Number 1, how is that helping Black folks who ain't buying art? We don't buy art like that. And number 2, how do you not have a group like Public Enemy not on your most impactful Black empowerment list? I need you to explain those 2 questions.
1 minute.
What was the first question?
He only talking about financial wealth.
Okay.
There's more than financial wealth when it comes to Black empowerment.
So with that, who was he talking to in the song? That's how I feel. He was pretty much breaking shit down. Like,
to who?
To us. Who else was he talking to?
Rich people.
You could say that, but we still gonna listen to it, and he's still teaching the youth about how you're supposed to use your money. He was teaching about investing. He was teaching in that song. So I see what you're saying, but at the end of the day, who's listening to that? We all listening to that, right? Ain't the youth listening to that album?
I want to listen
You
to
don't think hip hop is listen to that album?
They heard it, but I ain't buying no art. You buying art?
So that's all you got out the song?
I got art, buying buildings,
okay,
and not putting money on the gram.
That's what you got out the song.
Okay.
You can't say that about everybody. I mean, you probably have a different ear. We all got different ear, but we know when somebody teaching, I think.
You're right.
Okay. I think it was the second part to your question.
Yeah, how you leave PE off the list?
Well, I would have put them at number one, but I was debating with NWA, and I went with, who was like more impactful to me in my generation. Being I'm an 80s baby, I feel like, coming out the womb, I mean, that was my generation. That was, they was pretty much letting y'all know like what we was going through in that song, but I'll get to that.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Thank you, Marlon. So, Trilla, what's going on Facebook again? Tell Facebook quit lighting me up, all right? Candace, so Bandana did get a message from Brenda's got a baby house, Way.
Terrible.
Oh, word. Yes, I know changes, Michael. AJ bum a whole group. Is it?
Yeah, but he the CEO.
Oh, okay. CEO.
Yeah, like, I started it off as a clothing line like in 2016, and I just decided to go ahead and expand it like in December.
I know that.
And yeah, Mark Quill just kept on begging me to start something else. So.
Right.
That's
my said, Google me.
Not big.
Yeah, I ain't no beggar. They know I ain't no beggar.
No, but he was just trying to convince me to expand it for years. So I just decided to go ahead and go with it, and it's helping. Everybody, blowing up in their own way. It's helping me. It's helping the artists, and we having fun.
At the end of the day, put some respect behind it, right?
Well,
All right. Next up on Hip Hop Top 5, we are going to get into your number 3 picks. I think you got All right. So, number 3 pick. Again, 1 minute to defend your number 3 pick. Come with it. Bandana Black, once again, you're up. What is your number 3 pick and why? 1 minute, shot clock.
Okay, my number 3 pick, I got Meek Mill and The Dream, Young Black America. And the reason why I picked this one really was for impact that it had. Because we all seen Meek Mill go through his trial and tribulation. We hear him rap about it, stuff like that too, but we actually see him like get locked up, fight social justice, and for him to come out like with this type of song, really was the video. Like when you watch the video to the song, it just all kind of just came together perfectly to where the message that he was basically getting out, I think, was portrayed like perfectly, and the song was good and the message of it. But I think it's just seeing him go through it and rap about it and give hope and give motivation to other people going through the same thing. For that generation, that demographic of people, I couldn't really think of a better song during that time that did that for me personally.
Okay. Now, Pay Bum, what is your number 3 pick and why?
My pick, Jadakiss, why? Anthony Hamilton. I feel like in during this time when we had Bush in office, I feel like that song was like in hip hop. I feel like it was big. I feel like he actually taught us something. Like I was around like 16 at the time, 17 at the time when that song came out. I feel like he was teaching me something, like asking a lot of questions that I never even thought of. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's pretty much why I picked it. I mean, I feel like and around that time, Jadakiss was hot. So I feel like our generation, me being around 16, 17, around that time, I feel like he was talking to us and he was getting through to us and making us a little conscious in that way.
Okay. Couture, what's your number 3 pick and why? 1 minute.
My number 3 pick is Vic Mensa featuring Wyclef and Chance the Rapper. The song's called Shelter. I picked this song because to me it was a beautiful song. It everything about it, the way that it was written, the chorus, the just the catchiness of it, and the sincerity of the way the song sounded. To me, it was strong. So that's why it fit up into my number 3 spot. He had little messages in regards to, there's a part where he says like, you don't got no money for PPE, but you got money for riot gear. He's like, come on, we dying here. Like just little messages like that. I don't listen to Vic Mensa, but when I heard this song, I like, man, I listen to it. It's one of the songs I listen to mostly now after I heard this song. And Wyclef, the way he sings the hook, the compassion behind it, him saying that if things ain't working out for you, I'll be your shelter. Sounding like he's speaking about like he'll be the shelter for the people. I respect it, and I love the message. So that's why I put it there as number 3.
Okay. VJ Detta, what is your number 3? 1 minute. Why?
All right, my number 3 was Sound of the Police by KRS-One, of course. And that song speaks for itself. It's a extremely, large fight the power song. Also in that song, I remember back in the day just seeing how he tied the officer and the overseer together and told the little plantation story, took me on a little trip. So, that was powerful as well. Like even as a youngster, I remember that. But just the overall impact, that was the first time, a song like that had come out where anybody even was bold enough to talk about the police in that fashion show. So that's why I picked that song. That's my number 3.
Cool. All right. If y'all didn't have it together before, I hope y'all got it together now. Because my girl Candace, she don't play no games. She here to take off heads and necks. So, Candace, who are you challenging today, girl?
I'm gonna have to go with Vincent. Vincent, I'm a historian, so when I was a kid, the first time I heard Sound of the Police, I went and looked up in my encyclopedia. Yes, I'm that old. Slavery and overseers and the history of policing in America. So when we hear songs like other songs going forward, how do you think that particular song laid the framework differently? And do you think most young people at that time, not me, but most young people at that time got the message out of that song, or was it just the whoop whoop part?
To answer your second question first, it was definitely the whoop whoop, it's the sound of the police, whoop whoop. Yeah, but me, I just was raised differently. I had a father who was into that kind of thing, Islam, and he taught me a lot of things. So it just sparked my awareness of that. One thing that he said about the overseers and the officers. Now, I'm sure it had a major impact. Like a lot of artists, even to this day, can still, relay those messages in songs today. Like not any of the mainstream artists, but a lot of these artists that's more underground will still relay these messages that KRS-One and Public Enemy and groups like that laid the foundation for. But for the most part, mainstream media kind of, muted that whole thing.
They replaced it with Drake.
All right, so that's your final answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Trilla, I think we want to tune back into the Facebook comments before we move on. But first off, I want some Facebook censorship against the host. I'm pulling my Trump card. All right. Look like Michael agreed to something you said there. Sure, we can pull resources like others do. CEO. Big up, paid mom. Is it organizing or wealth? Black folks wasn't buying art because they wasn't knowing much about it. Jay always trying to get people to think outside the box. Okay.
True.
Robin said some Black people been buying art. We're not a monolith. Oh, this is a little lengthy. Jody, You can't get to wealth as oppressed people without organizing, but financial independence is the key to sustainability. They didn't bomb Black Wall Street because they was poor and righteous. Oh, that's right. And St. Chris, Drake already. Oh, Lord Jesus, he done brought Drake in the show again.
We are not allowed to even mention Drake no more.
He don't even have no songs that's relevant in this category.
Hey, you breaking the rules.
What has he said about for Black people? What has he stood for? What stand has he made?
You got this fantasy.
It's a setup. We're not even gonna go there. We're not
It's
even
a
gonna
setup.
go there. It's a setup.
Don't take the bait.
It's a setup. We're moving
I'm
on.
just
Coming up
saying, he
next.
has no
on
impactful
Hip Hop
songs like
Top
that.
5. Coming up next.
What the?
All right, we winding down, y'all. We finally down to the number 2 pick. And then after this, it's down to just number 1. So keep on coming with it. Keep rolling. Bandana Black, you up again. What's your number 2 pick? Why? 1 minute.
All right, my number 2 pick is Childish Gambino, America. I just want to start this off by saying I hate this song, but the influence and the way that he was able to portray. No, listen, let me explain why. The influence and the way he was able to portray some of the things that he did in the video of it, like how he started the video off like dancing kind of funny, and then guy gets shots in the head, and you see like a bunch of just different graphical things that he's showing, like as far as like Black people and stuff that we go through or whatever, but it catches you because it's kind of like a funny song. Like it's real catchy. He dancing around. Everybody loves Childish Gambino, but when you actually pay attention to what he's saying based off of actually watching the video, it was a dope message. Some of the same message that was in some of the other songs that was on the list, but I think it was smart. He portrayed it in a different creative type of way. That's the reason why I chose that one and respect that song.
All right. Now, I'm already stuck calling him Paid Bum, so Paid Bum, you up next. What's your number 2 pick and why? 1 minute.
All right, I got Changes with Tupac. This song, I feel like we all know, he pretty much explains, cops, they already killing us, so why we killing each other, why we continuing to kill each other. Pull the trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. It's the same thing like you always see it celebrated online. Like that song's relevant to this day. You could play that song today and everything he's saying is still going on. Yeah, we keep killing each other instead of building. So
okay. Relevancy, I see you. All right. Couture, what's your number 2 pick and why? 1 minute.
My number 2 pick is Tupac, and his song is White Man's World. If it was up to me, all 5 songs would be Tupac songs. But I put this one as number 2 because the conviction in the way that he delivered the message. Tupac, to me, he kind of reminds me of Bob Marley. Like, if you don't even like the way he raps, if you don't like the way he raps, just the conviction, like you believe that he believes what he's saying. And this song, it got number 2 for me, just because like the way the song sounded, and just the lyrics and how he starts off talking about his empowerment to women, because you like the Black women, you start there and then work on yourselves as Black people, but just make sure that you cherish the Black women, and that's kind of where he starts off the song. And Tupac will get it every time for me. Okay. So that's why I put him at number 2.
All right, thank you. Never heard the Tupac and Bob Marley reference. That's different. Next, VJ Detta. What's your number 2 pick and why? 1 minute.
Okay, my number 2 pick is Fight the Power by Public Enemy. And come on, I can't believe nobody said this shit, but come on, Fight the Power. Like, that was the call of action. Like that was, I believe in that a lot, even to this day, like to fight against the powers, it was a call for everybody to come together and fight the powers that be, because we were being oppressed every which way, everybody had a foot in their neck. And this was a little bit later, I was a little bit older in this one. So the influence of that whole era and that whole message just, kind of consumed everybody I knew. It's from the Black medallions to the college sweatshirts, to everything we was doing to empower ourselves more as Black people. I think that song played a huge impact around that time.
All right, cool. Thank you everybody for your list. Number 2, We're going to give it to my man Cal, the king of no peffing. Who you challenging, Cal?
My man, K-Life, KJ from Canada.
Okay.
Dude.
Yes, sir.
First of all, you get a minus a point because you didn't mention Chance the Rapper in the song up there with Vic Mensa. So you
did.
No, you did. Not the first time. You said I
Not the first time, but the second time I said it.
Second time don't matter. No.
All right. Okay.
You know you fucked up.
Okay. All right. No. Okay. All right. All right.
I just wanted to hit you with that.
All right. All right. All right.
No, I thought. So you know what I'm saying that you done fucked up now. You know that, don't you?
All right, I'm gonna turn the page a little bit. I done heard a whole bunch of good, impactful answers about all these questions and shit and these songs. But now let me ask you about your song. You know who produced the song?
Would it be John Jay?
Who?
John Jay.
You said John Jay?
Would it be? Yeah.
No, sir.
No. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna still give you. Let me give you some other shots. I ain't through with him. What year did it come out?
So that would have been 95 or 96.
Which one?
All right. So it came out 96 then.
Okay. At the beginning of that song, it was an intro.
Yes, sir.
A voice. Who was that voice?
I don't know who the voice was.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one more shot. He made reference in that song to 3 names that was killed. Can you give me those 3 names?
2 of them.
Nah, hell no. 3. I want it all.
Brand new socks and drawers.
He said so. He mentioned Kato.
It's your number 2 song, nigga. No, this shit, nigga.
Hey, time's up, man. Shit,
all right.
Cal,
you got Kato though.
Cal, you gonna give somebody else?
Nah, it's over with. It's done.
Right.
Cal, you giving anybody else an opportunity to steal any of these for some extra bonus points?
I'd like to hear it.
Okay, hold on. Let's go to Bandana. Bandana, you got changes, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. I got some shit up here. I wrote so much shit I can't even find it.
I got a challenge.
She was asking if anybody wanted to steal.
Changes. Check this out. On the production, same question. Who produced the song and what sample did they get it from?
I ain't even gonna hold you. I have no idea.
Wow. Okay. So y'all just did your home. Oh, okay. Go ahead, pay.
That wasn't my criteria though. Like the beat.
That ain't what
I know the sample. I know the sample was One Dog Happens Got a Ghetto. That's the sample.
For what song?
That's
Changes.
your final answer?
You sure?
That's the sample.
But that wasn't even a question.
You sure?
I'm going on mute.
Oh, damn. Greg, we pulling teeth with this one, so we're going to go ahead and move on.
Oh, shit.
We're going to get into the Facebook comments. Maybe Facebook comments, y'all get a little.
But how you gonna ask me about who got murdered? I don't understand that.
Oh man, it's in the verse.
It's lyrics.
That's like one of the best parts of the song.
Check this out. Your number 2 song. You should have some type of lyrical feedback in your head on what he's saying. You just can't see. I understand you went with the empowerment of the song, but the nature of the beast of this show is it's called Know Your Shit.
Know Your Shit.
That's all I'm saying. You know, we hit everybody with all that. That's why I was kicking back in the wings. Nobody mentioned nothing. And then when I get y'all with production and lyrics and shit like that,
you know, I got a chunk, Cal. I'm just waiting.
I know you do.
I'm just waiting.
Do. Now we can move on, Miss Ashley.
All right, look, Facebook and already moved on. First of all, Trilla, I need to check in with our social media team to see if we have gone ahead and censored all the comments against the host or not. Did that
I'm working on that. Yeah, I'm working on that.
that didn't make
I'm
it?
working
Yo,
on it.
she
Just let me
catching
know if one fits
slander in
you.
that mother.
Listen,
God
I
damn.
ain't come for nobody. I ain't come for the smoke. They trying to go for the easy target right now. Now don't. I ain't trying to be whooping out my. You know what I mean?
Blue.
All right, so Antonio Ashley. Oh, that went by real fast. Public Enemy embodied Black Powerment. I think I might agree with that. St. Chris and Jody, we're gonna have Rika take a vacay 1 week so we can have you on. I might have to be a challenger that game. No, I don't think I'm against that because Jody be talking big stuff.
I ain't afraid of that.
Big stuff.
I ain't afraid of that, nigga.
Jody said St. Chris. All right, you with it? Jody on the next show, he just said it.
It's the Track Masters.
Track Masters.
Yeah, they did help with the production on that.
They did.
On the
remix.
All right. How you get fired on your day off? Who got fired on their day off?
I believe that was me.
Oh, dang. Why y'all bringing up old stuff?
Are you bringing up old shit?
Why y'all bringing up old stuff? Dang, he probably even
Hold on, let me ask.
He said she fits a smoke detector.
Let me ask Bandana Black a question real quick concerning your changes with Tupac. Maybe you can get a quick
You don't want to save that for the bonus round?
Nah, this is just one easy question. Let me see if he gonna get it real quick. What album did that song come out on?
I don't know the exact. Actually, I don't know the exact album. But again, that was not my criteria for most.
That's not how the game goes.
I didn't know I needed all the details for the song.
On the phone, Google searching right now. Look,
But what is that? That doesn't make or break the point of why that song was impactful or why it was a powerful to the people song. I don't care who wrote it or produced it or where it was recorded. It was recorded, the impact that it had. I'm just saying from my personal criteria for it. I don't really care as far as producer. I mean, actually, I don't care about producers, but that wasn't an important factor. Fuck you.
Yeah, for real. But you can tell
that is important though. You know what I'm saying? Because
cut that shit out right.
The wrong producer doesn't make that song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is kind of important. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. You know, everything about the song is important. You know what
We're trying to give y'all points. We're trying to give y'all points.
Everything
It's
about
important.
the song, the lyrics, y'all. I mean, that's why I kicked back and heard all these meaningful understandings of whatever y'all was kicking out behind these motherfuckers. That's
We
good.
need facts.
Now we can get to some facts about certain things. We can always move to other levels. Like right now, go ahead, Ash. Let's move to the next level. Boo.
Right, look. Y'all got 2 more opportunities to redeem yourselves here. So I hope y'all done got the flow together so y'all know who's going next. So you know when you got time to get on the other phone and do some Googling. Or, you know how the flow
You
gonna go. You know how they come and win it at this point.
Ain't no Googling. Ain't
No Google.
Hey, I'm trying to help
No,
you out.
KJ
No
already
Google.
beat me to the point. He Googled up that chin
I'm
shit
just
because he was
saying,
stuck.
you might have to tap that lifeline, tap Siri real quick.
Your
I don't
head
know.
up.
But we're gonna get into this number 1 pick. So next up on Hip Hop Top 5. Last pick of the night. Your number 1 picks. I hope y'all did some research on your number 1 picks. Because, man, they don't get easier than this. These challengers don't get easier than this. Especially not Candace. And I know Candace got something with it for that number 1. I'm nervous for who it is. I'm nervous for who she picking. Candace,
She on somebody's head.
look, she didn't tap out for a second real quick. I think she had to
I take it.
get right.
She's on.
You taking it? Or you
Is she
you
here?
giving it to
Yeah.
Marley?
Nah,
Candace?
I'm here. I'm
You
here. I'm
ready?
having connection issues. I'm trying to get on my other device, but I'm here. I got who I'm picking. Go ahead and let him name him.
Who you picking?
Well, she gotta go through the number 1s first.
Oh, you're right. Look, I'm skipping ahead. You're right.
Let them
Okay,
name their
shit.
number 1s first. I got who
You-
I'm picking, but let them name their number 1s first.
You're right.
You right.
All right, Bandana Black. Look,
All right,
I
just-
was trying to delay for you, so that was a little delay tactic. Look, the third question ain't to ask you, so I hope
I'm just naming the number 1 or do the same thing, like explain it and all that.
same thing. Explain the number 1. 1 minute.
Okay, number one is the only song that could be number one, which was Jay-Z Story of OJ. And the reason why reason why I chose Jay-Z Story of OJ is because he wasn't only just talking to the rich people, he was talking to everybody, but you got to read between the lines of what he's actually saying. So on the parts where he's saying how he could have bought a house in Dumbo or whatever for $2 million is worth $25 million now, to the person that's listening to that, you could think like, damn, I just put rims on the car last week. Maybe if I didn't do that and invested in this, or even when he's talking about like financial freedom or investing in art or taking your drug money and doing something positive with it. It may sound funny to you, but he's actually kicking game to the people who's not rich. So if you hustling Reggie on the side and you got a little bit of money, go buy some Bitcoin or some Dogecoin or do something and invest on it. So he's talking to the rich and the poor, I think, in this song. And I think he's just showing it all together. No matter how much money you have, they're still going to look at you as just a nigga. So be careful of it. And I stand on that.
Shots in 45 seconds.
Number one. Number one.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mute was acting up. All right. You actually had a little detail with that one. Okay. Next, number one. Hey, Bum.
All right, mine is Fuck the Police. This is the first song I ever heard with cuss words on it. I was one when the song came out. So like this song, Ice Cube, he was explaining like the details that America did not know that we like they didn't know what we was going through. You know what I'm saying? So he pretty much painted the picture and said, look, fuck the police, okay? On mainstream America, they even played the shit on the radio a couple times, I'm pretty sure. But this, I mean, listen, I mean, 15 with gold on, they think I'm selling, what do you say? They think everybody's selling narcotics, fucking with him just because he's brown, and it hit hard. And America, they had to feel it. You know what I'm saying? And he just pretty much he just said it with cuss words, he just cussed a little bit.
Okay. Thank you. Next up, we got Couture. What is your number one pick? Why? In 1 minute.
You're muted.
Before we started, I gave you my criteria, which was song style, lyrics, conviction, if it resonated, and call to action. And the call to action of this song is what made it number one to me over all the other songs. Not that it was a better song than anything else, but that it was the call to action, which was Fight the Power by Public Enemy. So this song, to me, ended up being number one over all the other songs that was available for me to choose, because it just, the chant alone of the chorus had everybody just realizing like there's something to stand up for. There's something to be proud of, and there's something to fight against. And when I heard this song, like I hadn't heard anything like it before. I hadn't heard anything like it. And the strong part where he says Elvis was a hero to most, F him and John Wayne. And I was like, wow. I'm like, wow, like you can say that? So and it never had me think that who Elvis was and why he'd say that. And when I hear it, I'm like,
okay. All right. Time is up. Thank you, Couture. Next up, we got BJ Detta. 1 minute. What's your number one pick?
Okay, my number one was Fuck the Police, and it was hard to pick Fuck the Police over Fight the Power for one. And the only reason I did that was because for Fuck the Police to have the impact it had on some of the grimiest niggas I ever met in my life, as far as making them feel like they had a voice or somebody was saying something that represented them beyond a level of, just selling drugs or whatever. Just the fact that we all had a problem with the police, and everybody, I don't care who you are, at some point in your life, you had a problem with the police. And this song, come on, this is a song they banned. They wouldn't let these people perform this song. It had such an impact. The lyrics was so tough and hard and just spoke for so many of my generation that, just from the generation, the replay value, and like I said, the community impact, I had to put up with Fight the Power.
All right. Okay, thank you. Now that everybody done gave their number one picks, Candace, I hope y'all ready for her. Candace, who you challenging?
Well, y'all know me, and you can't challenge Fight the Power. They were chanting this last year when it was marching. You can't challenge Fuck the Police because, well, they're still spray painting FTP on buildings. So I gotta go with Bandana and Story of OJ. So Bandana,
Yes.
1 in 3 Black people in America are still living at the poverty line. 1 in 4 Black people in America are still living below the poverty line and can't even afford Dogecoin, Bitcoin, fuck you coin, and everything else. So explain to me how Story of OJ was actually talking to all Black people and not just Black folks with money.
The specific line where he said, I don't know the exact word, but he was saying like, how did the Jewish people like that become rich? Like as far as credit and invested their money with that too. He even said the drug money. Most of the people that's from poverty is people that in the hood that sell drugs, or if you scam or get a PPP loan and invest that and do something else instead of going on trips and getting your body fixed. I think that Jay-Z was talking to more than just rich people all throughout this. He's saying that. So even if you are rich or poor, they're still going to look at you as nigga, but you might as well take a chance and do something to better yourself. And to say that you can't afford, if you have a cell phone, you can afford Dogecoin and Bitcoin. If you can watch this right now, you can afford Dogecoin and Bitcoin.
So all Black people that are poor are either getting plastic surgery or wasting their money on drugs or scamming or selling drugs?
No, not all. Again, I say he was talking to more than just one demographic of people, whether it was rich or poor. I'm saying some of these people. So if you're a person who would risk your freedom to get a PP loan, instead of buying Jordans and going on trips, maybe take $1,000 of that and put it in Bitcoin, because you're going to need some lawyer fees too in a couple of years when they come back and get that. But do it in something positive. He's not even saying do something that's legit. Even if you're doing something illegal, be smarter with it, because it's not going to last for longer. And coming from an artist that's like Jay-Z, I think it's undeniable, because name another artist who's successful as him. A lot of these songs was dope, but 10 years after these songs came out, what was those artists doing? 10 years after Jay-Z came out with some of this stuff, still successful, still showing us how to make money in a lot of things, whether it's, you don't have to just be a rapper. Now you could do sports, you could do management, you could do liquor, you could do all these things. But if you just think as small as to, oh, he's only talking to rich people, I can't afford a paint, I can't afford this. You can afford Dogecoin, you can afford Bitcoin. If we had listened to this back then, we wouldn't even need to have this conversation, because you might be rich if we would have actually listened to it.
30% of the working class, the working poor in America are Black. And that's home care workers, child care workers, nursing assistants, maids in hospitals, dietitians, and I can go on. So explain to me how those people can afford to invest $1,000 in Dogecoin and Bitcoin, security officers, janitors, all of those people. They ain't got $1,000 to invest in Bitcoin.
I can answer that for you. I can answer that for you.
They ain't get no PPP loan.
This is the answer. This is the answer to that. This is the answer to that. Instead of us always thinking that we know something, actually take the time to, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying, because I didn't know either as far as Dogecoin and Bitcoin. If you got Cash App, you can buy Bitcoin. So every time you get $100, put $20 in there.
Dogecoin and Bitcoin and token and all of that, and my $50 that I was able to afford ain't gonna make me rich. Like Elon Musk.
Did you invest into it 10 years ago though? Did you invest into it 10 years ago? Did you invest into it 10 years ago, or now when it was popular?
It wasn't around 10 years ago. Explain to me.
It definitely
wasn't. Explain to me how that works.
How that works is this: you don't need $1,000 to invest in it, but say 5, 6, 7 years ago, if you would invest it, you got $200 exposable income. If you would invest it 200,
who has $200 disposable income?
If you I'm saying in the last 6 or 7 years, you
have $400 saved. So
this is exactly the reason why we at where we at. What I'm trying to explain to you is that it's all about choices and decisions. So you can say you don't have $200 to invest in something that might make you rich, but me personally, I've wasted at least $200 in the last 3 months on stuff that if I'd invested 2 years ago, might have been some money now. It's a choice. I didn't, but I can't complain and say, oh, it's not for me. This 30% this, this 20% this. Those people have a job. They can still invest into something. I'm not saying 1,000.
So
You can invest $5 a
that
check.
has a job that doesn't make at least $15 an hour or a living wage can invest $200 in something.
I can call three. I can call 3 people right now and show you.
No, nigga, please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
We beg
It's
of
a
you.
fact, though. This is a fact. Like this is a fact, though.
No, listen.
If you can introduce me to 3, I
See
can
what I'm
introduce
saying?
you to 15 any day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I fight the power, fuck police, and anything else is number 1, and not story of OJ.
Don't do it.
again, I believe the title of the show was "Power to the People" song. So when I was basing these songs, as far as which of these songs actually had an impact and the biggest impact of power to the actual people, and I think us as a younger generation who grew up on hip hop and just being in the streets and like that, you look at Jay-Z. You came from a hustler, came to a businessman, billionaire, and all that. So I can look at Jay-Z and say, even if he's wrong with what he's saying, somehow this worked out for him because he's a billionaire. 90% of these artists, 90% of these artists that's on
hip hop top 5, and you got to defend your list, and you are poorly defending your list.
it's power to the people. So who's more powerful than Jay-Z on this list?
I'm not
But
even
you're
gonna let
talking
you,
about one person though.
I'm not even gonna let you dig yourself further into this abyss right now because it's never ending. This
I stand on
sinkhole
it.
that you just opened up that got bigger and bigger, and there's no bottom to it. Even your lifelines is on here saying they told you, bro. Like so, at this point, I'm gonna leave it to the judges. You know what I mean? I'm neutral, but I'm gonna leave it to the judges, and let's see what else Facebook is talking about. It was a big tune. It's a big tune. Lots of similar lists that's going by real fast. Not Bandana. Michael Scott, did they raise the minimum wage yet? Michael
Oh, he
Scott,
trying to shit on us.
about $15
Right?
$16 an hour. I believe
Canadian.
He trying to shit on us.
Ain't he?
Michael
Canada
Scott,
better than
word,
America, huh?
Bandana is right.
Fuck out of here.
It's
Well,
facts.
somebody on your side, Bandana. You got
It's
Michael
facts.
Scott on your side. Chris Drake.
Guns and butter. Oh.
It is.
Bread and butter. Michael Scott, Lil Baby, we broke in no time.
Oh.
Oh no. Next.
Drake over
Michael Scott, I
Jay-Z.
saw in Detroit a man who won
I
a
wanna-
lot of money in the lottery and bought a $250,000 chain, and they robbed him for it.
25,000.
25,000.
He won 30,000. It was
Like
25,000.
40,000. It's like 40,000.
I want to ask somebody about fuck
I
the
think
police.
DT is saying he got 5 on it. DT, you was rolling these things fast. I'm trying to squint. Man, you didn't even know. Listen, I know self-destruction. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction.
I got-
Chill,
I
bruh.
got-
I didn't know the name of the song, but
I got
wait, yeah, I
tons
thought we
of
censored that out.
questions
what
for
a
y'all,
media
man. Tons of questions for y'all, man.
And we got a couple bonus questions too.
Oh, tons of bonus questions for y'all.
Y'all got one more opportunity to redeem yourselves here, man. Like we're gonna get into our bonus round. So next up, hip hop top 5. Last but not least. The bonus round. Dun. Okay. Now during the bonus round, challengers are going to pick random people again to defend any number on their list. So y'all got to be prepared at any point. So I'm going to toss it to the first person. I think we got lined up Bandana Black and Marlon. So Marlon, what question you got for Bandana Black?
Wait a minute, he ain't have a song I wanted to.
Ooh.
I'll get you anyway. What's your top 5 again?
G Herbo, Tupac, Meek Mill, Childish Gambino, and Jay-Z.
Where is Public Enemy, man?
Not on the list where it should be.
Why?
Because it was the
Back
top
to the
5.
story of OJ.
Because it was the top 5 power to the people.
Fight the power.
Yeah,
Fight the power.
Every song can't make the list. So when I look at Fight the Power, I look
It's better
at
than, so what songs are better than Fight the Power? All of them?
Listen to what I'm saying. If you're a young black male from the inner city. You got
Yeah.
Fight the Power, great song,
Yeah.
magnificent.
Yeah.
You got Story of OJ, which might not even be as good as Fight the Power. But when you're looking at both, of these people, not just the song, you look at the overall of what have Jay-Z accomplished after this, what has whoever made this song accomplished after. As a young black male that might not know all these statistics and stuff that you're saying, I'm going to follow what Jay-Z did as opposed to what was the hip hop mascot dude? Flavor Flav, he was a part of that, right? The Fight the Power thing, him, because I wouldn't follow him. Like 10 years later, when he was on the show, I wouldn't follow him.
Listen,
You call my man a mascot?
Right.
Flavor Flav wasn't a mascot for TV.
Wow.
Flavor Love help black people.
Wait.
He didn't disrespect black people.
Wait. Damn it. God damn it. KRS-One, Public Enemy. You ain't even. Did you have NWA on your list?
That was I was gonna do the it was the NWA one I was gonna pick, but it didn't make.
But you didn't pick it, right?
No, I purposely didn't pick EPMD and those other ones, but the NWA might have made the list.
You ain't picked Gil Scott Heron either, huh?
Absolutely not.
Do you know who that is?
These are great songs, but it's
no. Listen.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
I know who Jill Scott is. Yes.
This nigga said Jill Scott.
Didn't you just say Jill Scott?
I'm done.
Did you just say Jill Scott? Who did you just say? Who did you just say?
Wait,
I was looking at the list. Who did you just say?
Listen, you just lost right now.
I was asking for clarification.
You lost right now.
Bro. You got fucked up now. You know that, don't you?
I didn't hear what he said. I thought he said Jill Scott. My bad.
Okay. Move on. I'm done.
Okay, next. Candace, I got you challenging Pay Bum. What's your challenge for him?
So I gotta say, I like your list except for one, and I'm confused, right? A little bit about your list because you have Dreams and Nightmares, which honestly is my favorite song. I know every lyric too. That is my joint. But that's a personal story of overcoming. So how does that personal story of overcoming empower a whole set of people?
I feel like when you listen to it, it's like individually, like when you listen to it, I feel like, I understand, I understand what you're saying. I could have replaced it with Public Enemy, but I don't know. I feel like that's why I put it at 5, but because it's like an individually like type of song for me, especially like for the black people that be actually going through hell like that. Like I feel like they can relate to it. Like we all see what Meek went through and what he been going through, but that's just how I feel about it.
When I got a hard day at work, I listen to that song to go into my next meeting, but I don't feel like it moves a people to action. I'm just trying to figure out how that moves a group of people to action versus your individual everyday living.
I feel like that song inspires black people and motivates us. That's how I feel like that, I feel like like when we listen to it before work, everybody, not even just black people, everybody get hyped to that song. The first time you hear that song, I feel like everybody like fuck with it. I don't know. I feel like it motivates us.
John, I listened to Warning by Biggie and Still Talking Shit by Eazy-E before I get to work, and it motivates me, but that don't move nobody.
I retreat.
She got him, guy.
On that note.
Oh, my dog.
On that note. Q.
You're
Couture lot. What you got for Couture?
Oh shit, I got Couture. I thought I had Vince. Damn, Couture. So you actually have a team of people that are going to help you with this challenge, because I'm really challenging the whole group. You know what I'm saying? I'm challenging Couture, but I'm challenging the whole group because self-destruction, bro. Like, I like it. I do. I like self-destruction. But my problem with destruction or self-destruction is it's like you singing a gospel song at the Apollo. You can't boo a gospel song at the Apollo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like a boardroom meeting song. Like, hey, you know what? There's a lot of violence going on right now in the world. How do we stop it? Hip hop's popping right now. Let's just get all our best lyricists together, and let's gather them together in a group, and let's just make a song that nobody can be against. Like, nobody can say, yo, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you listen to the lyrics, it's like they're saying stuff that, yeah, okay, we know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're right. To me, it's like if an inner city kid, like a real inner city kid of today's era hears that song, they laughing at that shit.
I don't believe. I disagree.
Wow.
I didn't challenge you, Marlon.
I disagree.
Wow.
I disagree because
everything but that last part.
I did tell you that you had a whole team of niggas that was gonna help you.
Everything but that last part.
Hey, Jack, can we replace Q?
Like maybe the most valid point you made was that today's kids wouldn't be able to relate.
Wait, I thought this was for Couture. Oh, this for you?
You just pissed everybody off with that.
I knew
Yeah,
I was.
yeah, you.
Like, y'all didn't like that I called it an after school special.
It's definitely not an after school special. And I'll tell you like this. For the past couple of days, I've been driving, listening to the list that you guys have provided me with. And again, I don't listen to a lot of the songs that you have there, but for the sake of this show, I started listening to everything. And then I narrowed it down to my top 5. It was not my top 5 favorite songs, but it's my top 5 that I think have the impact for me to fit the criteria of this power to the people. And self-destruction, when I was listening to it with my son in the car, my 15-year-old son, and he's listening to it and he's digging the lyrics, and I'm telling him how old this song is. It's like way like 2 times your age this song is. And he's like, I didn't know they could rap like this back then. And I'm like, forget the rap and listen to what they're saying. And he's hearing the messages. You know what I mean? So once a message resonates, that's why Tupac is my favorite, because no matter how long ago he laid that music down, the message resonates moving forward. The message is going to resonate, and the lyrics in that song resonates no matter what the beat is. And the beat is cool. You turn it up in the car, crank the bass a bit. You know, you can.
It's gonna bang a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And people will hear it, and if they're listening, they're gonna hear it. There's no denying it. There's no denying what you're hearing.
First of all, you do have a very mature son. Okay, let's start there. All right. And then you also said that Tupac, you mentioned that name. That's a trigger name for me because I love Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Tupac has like too many message songs.
Too many. You know? That's kind of why I even stayed away from
on your list.
Oh, he's my second. He's my second, and it's not even my favorite.
Oh, that's
Tupac
right.
song.
You had White Man's World.
That's right. He's not even my favorite Tupac song. But
okay. So who was in that movie? I mean, in that song, there's a clip from a movie at the beginning.
Yeah, you said that, and I said I don't know what that movie is.
Oh, that's right. So you don't know who was like giving the speech in that movie.
Right.
Or it was like
But in regards to self-destruction, that song is way too powerful. And I even felt bad putting it at number 5. But it's because I wanted to choose songs that can impact the younger audience as well. That's how come I ended up with J. Cole, not one of my favorite artists, but listening to his song, I definitely appreciate him. Listening to Shelter by Vic Mensa. I never even listened to a Vic Mensa song before this list was given to me. And when I hear it, I'm like, again, this is the song that I listen to the most now, is that Vic Mensa song, Shelter. So, but the self-destruction.
You would keep self-destruction on your playlist. Like that's gonna stay in your Serato on your playlist.
It's there. It's not leaving. It's not there. And I didn't need to see the list that you guys gave me to know that self-destruction was gonna be there, and it had to be there.
Thank you.
No, of course it has to be there, but it's like to me, the message is basically just
The message is there. There's only one. They'll close one more.
Watch your
You
mouth.
ain't guarding the door. So what you got to go?
Hey man, listen, man. Hey man,
Watch your mouth.
I'm not gonna always rock with the crowd. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And to me,
Man, stand your
I'm
ground.
just telling you.
You
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Q.
get it.
Q.
Those are legends. Those are legends. Those are legends on the
They
song.
legends for a reason.
They are legends for a reason, but just because they are legends don't mean that we have to approve of everything.
But the song was good. There's no way that you
The
can
song
say
was
that song,
good.
the
You
song
said
was
key
good.
word. The song was good.
The song was.
I agree.
It
The song was
great.
good.
If
Does it
it was
belong in your
whack,
top
if it
five?
was whack, the streets would have said it
How
was
does it
whack.
belong on
If
your
it was
top
whack, the
five?
streets would have said it was whack.
Yes.
That song is in the
And we
top
ate that
5
song
for
up.
the
What is
purpose
it?
of
What is,
what
all
we
right,
are doing
Q,
right
what
now.
is
For
this show?
sure.
I'm arguing with a staff joint, a crew member. What is this whole show about? This particular show.
Understood. And I'm not saying that song doesn't belong on a list. I'm saying as far as your top 5,
Yes.
if you listen
top
to that
two.
song, a lot
Top
of the
two.
lyrics are.
I forgot. You thought Last Train to
I did
Paris
that.
was a great fucking album.
It's not even that. What I'll say is, Q, everything that people listed after that was built on a model of self-destruction.
Yeah, that's why you got
And
the
a
Sun
lot of
Gang after
other
that.
songs that wasn't even on the list. So I'll leave it at that.
I
So
love this. That's my brother, man.
So
I
let's
agree
talk
with
about
Marlon.
creativity on the song.
I'm gonna move on.
The
before we
creativity
get
was
to
fucking
David.
genius.
That ain't how it's supposed
Even
to
the
It was
even the
genius,
production,
Marlon.
the breakdown of
Yes.
production for the different artists. Sometimes
Everybody, please
And
go
you're
listen to this
gonna-
song again today
That's-
and show me the genius of this song.
are you what?
Are you serious?
They didn't make the song yesterday.
No,
They made the song 30 years ago.
After the show, he coming on my porch and we gonna play this shit. And I'm gonna break down this song for his ass too.
A dog, I listened to it many
No,
a
no,
time.
You're not hearing it. You're not hearing it.
Top five.
You're not hearing it.
Can we,
Well, I think at this point, Couture defended why he had it on his list. So we gonna move on. Detta. We got Cal challenging Detta. So what
Cal
you got
got
for him,
a challenge?
Cal?
What's up, bro?
Who I got? Vincent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, V, what's up, man? We gonna get back to the game and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right. What we
Get
doing,
back to
bro?
the game. This is a bonus question, bonus round. First of all, I like your list. I like how you I'm gonna say defend it in the way you put fuck the police in front of the fight the power. I love your definition for that. My bonus question, 2-part bonus question to you is, on the other side, on the West Coast, around the same time of that year, the West Coast had a similar song. Can you give me the name of that song and a few artists that was in that song?
Oh, okay. That was are you talking about the opposite song from Self Destruction?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you talking about give me 1 second. Oh my god. It was Self Destruction.
No chair.
Oh my god.
Get 1 minute,
I should smack myself for this.
Please do.
I should know this. I should definitely know
I
this.
just said it.
It was the West Coast version. Oh my god.
Who's singing?
This nigga.
I don't know. I mean, I know a couple of the artists that was in it, the West Coast version with Eazy-E and EPMD and
EPMD.
Stop! Wait! Let me have it. Let me get
Okay, EPMD wasn't in that one. Okay.
Hey, you know what? All bullshit.
I wasn't big on the East Coast version. I mean, the West Coast version.
I appreciate you put EPMD in there. Don't get me wrong. I would never object to that. But we talking the West Coast version. Them niggas is deep. Them niggas is from the. I mean, with the Bronx, Queens. Some of them is from the East Coast.
Anybody want to steal it? Anybody want to steal
I know all about
it. No. I'm gonna give him action. I'm gonna give him action. I'm gonna give him action. Okay, okay. Woo. Let's go to part two. Let's go to part two of the bonus question. Give the audience and us the history of Fuck the Police. How did that song come about?
Okay.
To come into the studio.
So Cube wrote the whole song. Like Cube already had that pinned up, and he wrote that surprisingly because he was tired of Dr. Dre getting locked up all the goddamn time. So one weekend he went to jail, and he was mad at the police because he was like, fuck the police, because when Dre ain't around, shit ain't popping. You know what I mean? So he wrote fuck the police, but Dre said he didn't want to set the motherfucker out. So he had him to cut until they got locked up for paintballing or some shit, and then Dre let that joint out.
Okay. Now, for people who don't know that version, they got a different version from the movie, right?
Right.
You fucking the world up with some other. You about to make
I don't know. I guess they don't.
I just broke news.
Motherfuckers watch Straight Outta Compton and got a whole different version of what you said.
Yeah, because that's how it actually happened.
No.
Can you prove that? This is the part of the bonus question. If you can, how factual can you prove that?
I should have bought I didn't know I had to come prepared, but I got, what I'm saying? I definitely got sources that'll tell you people who was around during that time and to back up everything I just said. Like people who was around them and to tell you.
So okay, can you repeat the story so I get it clear what you said had happened? I'm gonna make sure.
I said Ice Cube wrote the whole song. He wrote everybody verses. He wrote all Easy shit from day one. Easy didn't know how to write nothing.
Okay.
True. So you saying he wrote MC Ren verse too?
Oh, all right. So yeah, he wrote the whole song. He had it in the cut.
No, that's not what I asked you. Did he write MC Ren? Now you telling me MC Ren did not write his own verse on that song. Cube wrote the whole motherfucking song, and MC Ren was just was repeating what Cube wrote on a piece of paper. That's what you're telling me.
All right, nah, I ain't gonna go that far. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Ice Cube wrote that song, wrote a couple verses to it. I'm gonna say like this. He wrote a couple verses to it, had it in the cut. And then one day they said he was
had the song in the cut with just 2 verses done. He didn't have a hot sauce on it yet when the chicken was done. He had 2 verses on that motherfucker.
Just be confident in your head, so don't let him get ahead.
Cal, let me do it. You know you didn't.
Wait.
Right.
You know you didn't
Wait. I'm actually give you one more shot.
I thought something.
No, hold on. I'm gonna give my man Pay Bum. I wasn't really. I didn't get at my gangster, my nigga over here for a minute.
Y'all believe the story from the movie though?
No, I'm just telling you. If nobody on Facebook in the world that's watching didn't know your side of the story, and they seen the movie, they gonna believe the movie before they believe you.
I mean, I get that.
And Vincent, that's actually not the story that they gave in the documentary shortly after the song was made.
Okay, so right. let me go to Pay Bum. Let me see if he can get a couple bonus 1 or 2 in real quick. Now you told me you was 1 year old when this song came out, and that was the first thing you heard was "Fuck the Police." Ain't that what you told me?
I said that was the first time I heard cuss words.
All right. Are you familiar? Are you familiar with the lyrics?
I mean, I ain't know off top, but I mean, just a little bit, a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna lead us up to all y'all that have fuck the police on their album. I'm sorry, on your list. In the song, in the beginning, they was talking about it was 4 prosecutors. Can I get the name of the 4 prosecutors in the song?
Yeah, nigga, I don't even know, but I ain't about to play with you, cuz.
What?
It's all good. That's for Bandana, Vincent, all y'all that have "Fuck the Police" on your list. That's a bonus question for all y'all. Who can answer that?
So fuck that bonus question.
Wow. Can I ask a bonus question?
Baby, y'all can't fuck with me.
Bonus question.
Can I ask a bonus question?
Damn.
For all y'all that has self-destruction.
Marlon, what's your bonus question?
Who has self-destruction on their list? Vincent. Okay.
I got it on there too.
Vincent
Two
and
questions.
Couture.
Two. All right. One. Who? Vincent and who
Couture,
else?
yeah.
Okay, Couture and Vincent. So Vincent, your question is, who wrote MC Light's verse, and Couture, who produced the song Self Destruction?
Her brother, the fuck?
You was on mute that whole time.
What the fuck?
Did we just get
Was it
the
D-Nice?
summary of basically what you were saying?
Did D-Nice
Couture
produce
got
it?
it.
Couture
Couture got it.
Who was it? D-Nice?
Legit.
Vincent, you know who wrote MC Light's verse?
All right.
Legendary LL Cool J wrote her verse.
Okay, that's lit. I definitely had no idea that he wrote that joint.
You said the fuck?
That was
Let me sign. Can we sign off with this right here? Let me sign off with this. This for all the players. Everybody Tupac fans, right? We all got Tupac fans. We all Tupac fans.
Except Q.
You crazy as hell, boy. I love Tupac. What? He's like my number one.
Let's give the audience a point of view about these three songs. Changes, Keep Your Head Up, and White Man's World. Give me real quick in a minute, KJ, and then Paige, and then Bandana Vincent. Give me a minute how all three of these songs is relevant today. Combine all three and tell me a relevance of all three of these combined today with what's going on.
Well, I'll go with Changes. Okay, we'll say Keep Your Head Up and White Man's World. It's keep your head up and White Man's World is it's a message. It's messaging to Black people to just stay powerful and think about how you can progress moving forward. It's towards the women as well. It's messaging towards women empowerment as well. Changes. It's talking about like the chorus says, that's just the way it is. You know, like we think that we have a chance to make changes, but the system is so corrupt and so set in the way that it is that you just got to try and navigate through it, because as hard as you try, it's a bigger system out there. So and it ends up making us end up do things to ourselves that we wouldn't do, but it's because we're stuck in the system that we're stuck in. So he's like, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change.
Hey, Bum, give me a quick
Did you say the
minute.
judges were ready?
Are they ready? Okay.
Okay, did you want to?
Hey,
Where did
Troy.
DT go? D.
We're still deliberating.
This guy.
Yeah, we still.
Y'all still deliberating?
All right, they still deliberate. I thought he
Good, I got more shit for y'all.
Jump the gun.
the phone. I keep trying to take the call and it just keeps blinking. So I thought that meant they were ready. So let me ask you back up.
Who else can I mess with? Who ain't pick with yet? Who ain't pick with?
You want to pay Bum finish off his challenge?
Huh?
You want to let Paid Bum finish off his challenge first? I think Cal had something for Paid Bum, and DC had brought the judges on.
Hey, I gotta get Paid Bum and Bandana Black. Wait,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I gotta think about. Oh, fuck the police. Fuck the police. Paid Bum. Fuck the police. Right. Who was so in the song? Think about the song, right? Think about the song. Who was in the song? They was like in a court setting, right? In the beginning, who was speaking as like the bailiff introducing the court?
In the video?
No, they ain't have a video for it. In the song, the beginning of the song, he says, Judge Dre reciting.
Was it Easy? Do I get another chance?
Yes. Go ahead. Who else? Go ahead.
Arabian Prince.
Nope. I'll give you one more chance. Who it?
Dre. Yes.
No, Dre was a judge.
Okay.
That was your 3 chances.
Goddamn.
I'm trying to give you a point. It was the DOC. It's the DOC.
I said that.
Nah, nigga.
Hey, catch it.
Hey, we sorry for that one because it wasn't nothing close to the DOC. You said Arabian Prince like a motherfucker.
I'm fucking about to say Jerry Heller in a minute.
It was Jerry.
I thought he was gonna say Michelle.
Right. Bandana Black, who you have on your list? Who can I challenge you with?
I don't think you can challenge any of these, honestly. I don't know, but we got G Herbo.
G Herbo.
Hold on.
I'm unchallengeable.
Go ahead, let Candace handle this shit. We got time now.
Go ahead.
Time. Go make me a sandwich or something.
Right.
Bandana, you said that G Herbo and Bump J were both from Chicago and both respected because they gangsters. So what?
Not just because they were gangsters, but they are respected.
So tell me what Bump J went to jail for.
I believe it was either a shooting or armed robbery or something like that. I think he did like 10 years. It was either a shooting or armed robbery. I don't remember.
So who was Bump J supposed to be signed by before he went to jail?
I don't know because it wasn't relevant to the like the topic of why I picked the artist. I don't know his favorite color or what shirts he wear either. But I know that people that's from Chicago.
You don't know who he was supposed to be signed by and had to deal with on paper before he went to jail. That was written up already.
No, I don't.
G Herbo respected in Chicago. G Herbo isn't a platinum selling artist, so why is he respected in Chicago?
Because everything is not about money. Respect isn't about money. It's not about. It's like a price tag. It's you stand on certain principles. You stand on certain.
But you got the story of OJ as your.
But
I got the story. I got the story of. Oh, let me explain this. I got the story of OJ as number one because the same message that Jay-Z is giving, like to the people that Jay-Z is reaching with the story of OJ, is not the same people, but G Herbo and Bump J can reach a certain demographic. I'm not talking about
Bandana. You're not answering my question. It's
your question?
Tangible reason why G Herbo is respected by old and young in Chicago. It's actually a tangible reason. It's not just because he G Herbo and he a nigga making songs.
I never said that.
My fabulous daughter.
I never said that. I didn't even know that.
G Herbo respected.
If you would like me to answer the question, one of the reasons why he's respected, besides the fact that if he actually lived through some of the stuff that he actually rapped about, he's respected because of that. He became successful, put on some of his friends, and just because of who he is. I'm not saying because he was a gangster, but people who's out here risking their life every day would be more prone to listen to him than they're going to listen to a Flavor Flav. They're going to listen to a Chuck D today in 2021. Today, yes. And that's the reason. Let me just make this point.
Stop. Because you're wrong. G Herbo is respected because he bought a closed school and opened a community center.
That was recently. That was recently.
That was 2 years ago. That was
recently.
It was pre-pandemic, and he wasn't respected like that. And my mom or my grandmother didn't know who he was.
Your mom and grandmother. I'm not talking about your. I'm not talking about you, your mother, your grandmother. I'm talking about the young.
By young and old.
Is more respected
why is he respected by young and old in Chicago?
I never said.
But I asked the question.
Yeah, but you answer the question too. We're looking at two different things. You're saying because your mother, your grandmother. I'm not. That's not the people that's I'm saying is being reached by him. Your mother. I'm not going to respect what G Herbo is saying. I'm a little bit older than him, but I can respect that the message that he's putting out. These young people who may not know the difference between right or wrong, or that's joining these gangs, or that's up in the 30 and smoking on dead packs. When he say we're not going to disrespect the dead like that anymore, they'd be more prone to listen to him than they're going to listen to me, listen to you, listen to your grandmother, listen to Chuck D, listen to Jay-Z. They're going to be more prone to listen to somebody who's actually been through it. That's from them. They can see that he went through this. I'm not saying it's a great song. I'm not saying he's super respected because he's a
question.
So
you asked why is he why
is he respected by young and old in Chicago?
Now, okay, let me answer your question. Why is he respected? Why is he respected by young and old? I'm telling you the reason why he's respected by the young. He's not going to be respected the same by the old because that's a whole different thing.
He is because
of the school thing. Yes, that's not what I'm talking about.
He took his money and he did something tangible for the community with it.
And he did stuff before that too for the young. So I understand you would know that because that's something that's major as far as a school and that's positive in the older people. But I'm talking about the younger people.
Like you didn't know that because I live in Chicago and I'm from here and I know all these people personally.
I understand that. I understand that. You said that earlier. I understand that. But you being from Chicago doesn't mean that you're just right about it. So you telling me that Jay-Z can say something in I'll put it like this. You can tell me that in 2021.
I asked you a question about Jay-Z. I asked you a tangible question. I asked you two tangible questions.
And I gave you an answer based off of facts. I gave you an answer based off of facts.
The fact is he's respected by young and old because he bought a school.
So he wasn't respected before that? He wasn't respected even by his enemies before that?
Not really, not at the same extent because he wasn't the same type of gangster that Vaughn was.
Same extent. I'm not talking about extent. I understand that you would hold a higher respect for him because he bought a school and he's going to do this for the kids and stuff like that too. What I'm saying as far as if G Herbo get online today and say we not smoking on no more dead packs or like that too, I would respect that more than a school because a school might get you a degree. Him saying that might save your life.
He didn't. Okay, so you don't understand what exactly he did.
Well, you don't understand what exactly he did.
No, 51 schools were closed in Chicago.
Yeah.
In a community that did not have an after-school program. He not only bought the school, but he employed the after-school program, which in Chicago, because you brought up the violence in Chicago, which honestly, if you're not from Chicago, then I don't think you should speak on it, but that's a whole nother subject.
Again, that's a thought. That's not a fact.
That's a whole nother subject.
That's a thought. That's your feeling.
If he,
because I do community work also too, so I care. It's not just about the music.
Issues in Chicago, I did not.
Inner city, Chicago, inner city all together. I didn't say just Chicago. He's from Chicago.
No, you definitely said Chicago in your opening. Please let me run.
Yeah.
But you definitely said Chicago brings up these issues. What he did was something that speaks directly to the issue, which other rappers from Chicago has not done. There's an actual tangible answer.
All right, I'm back.
That is a tangible answer. Yes, that is one of the answers.
Bro.
That is one of the answers. Yes, that is one of the answers.
It is not. You are wrong.
Yo, be crazy.
That is one of the answers. But do you think?
Oh shit! He drinking water.
You're wrong.
You didn't give me any facts. You gave me how you felt in an opinion. Where's the fact?
I gave you facts.
So I'll buy a school tomorrow and I'll be respected. I'll buy a school. That's the only reason why they respect me. I'll buy a school tomorrow. Bandana Black. Nobody respect Bandana Black. I'll buy a school and they'll love me tomorrow.
Who will respect you because kids have something to do after school instead of doing the game.
So check this out. We got a pickle. So the judges called me to say that they have ran into the first time that they run into a situation where from all the contestants, they presented more. Can I mute? So y'all need me to mute myself? Y'all need me? So hold on, I got the judges on another line right here. I'll be right back. But apparently we need to they're creating a do or die. You guys have put in more comments than drop more comments than you drop facts, more opinions than you drop facts. And so it was hard for them to come up with a total score because most of the answers that you all gave were opinions and not fact-based answers. And so they're coming up with a do or die situation where they're going to ask each person a question to kind of separate yourself from the herd and see who come away the winner. But they're working on that right now. And I just want to go back and make sure that they're not asking for me. So you guys can continue. I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Well, while he is collaborating with the judges, first I want to big up Couture because he made it clear a few times how the picks that he had on his list wasn't particularly things that he would have picked, and that even due to that, he took the time to actually go and do the research on the picks that he had and listen to the music, listen to the content. He even cited some lyrics of some of the songs that he said he had never even listened to artists before. So I do want to big him up on that. And with that being said, I'm curious to know from y'all.
That was a big moment to know that he had to go. He went and listened to every song on the list to be prepared for the show. I was impressed by that too.
Right. And that being said, I'm curious to know what have been your pick emotionally that you're attached to, a personal pick, not a pick because you thought that it would have hit big because you picked it on this list, or hit big because that's what you thought we would have picked or something. What would have been your personal pick that you personally have attachment to and have some kind of history to it if it wasn't on this list? Can I start with Couture?
Okay. I have two. One is Tupac Crazy with Badass, and there's another one called Lost Y'all Mind by an Atlanta artist by the name of Kilo Ali. Those two songs, as soon as this Power to the People was the topic, those are the two songs that just jumped in my head. And I thought that I was able to choose my own song, but then when I seen the list, I'm like, okay, I can't. I have to go by what's here. But Kilo Ali, Lost Y'all Mind, I like it because the content that he gives, plus the momentum and the rhythm of the song, like it's Atlanta booty shake song, but it's dope. And Badass and Tupac, Crazy. I love that song. So those would have been one of those two songs would have been my song.
Okay, what about you, Paybomb?
Could you repeat the question? Hear me?
If you would have had your own personal pick, aside from a pick that you thought would have been popular because we would have liked it or the audience would have liked it or etc., a particular pick that resonated with you for some reason that wasn't on the list, or even if it was on the list, you kind of swayed it away from it because you thought the pick was popular, what would be the number one pick that really resonated with you as far as an empowerment song, and why?
Oh man. I'll definitely go with Changes by Tupac, because like I explained earlier, Tupac is my favorite artist, so any song that he pretty much had back around that time, like it just did something to me, like I don't know, because he was talking to all of us, so it just touched me a different way. And I probably would have had Keep Your Head Up by Tupac. Yeah, okay. I probably would have had that on there because around that.
Oh, my fault. No, you.
I don't want to give my answer, but I will go with that wasn't on the list that I feel has a that could be there would be FBG Duck Chicago Legends. It is a reason behind it though, but I think that had a good impact.
Look, you just want to start some drama, don't you?
No, I love that. And I love the FBG Duck slide joint too. I play Call of Duty the FBG Duck slide.
We might get a Michael Scott.
Yeah,
We
stay away
might get
from
a
the
Michael
Midwest
Scott
player.
moment for Candace at the end of the show. Hey, girl.
And I can give you facts of why I picked this
I
song.
didn't give you the opportunity to really.
You so fine, girl.
Yeah.
Why did you pick that song?
Huh? I think the reason why I picked that song again, just like if you watch the interviews and following like a lot of different artists with FBG Duck in that song, he kind of bigged up a lot of artists or a lot of different parts of neighborhoods that had beef with his people, and just showing that regardless of whatever y'all did, whatever we did, I can still respect that y'all did something positive. Y'all still legends in your own right. Even though if I see you, I'll probably kill you. I can still respect what you did on your side the same way you can respect what I did on this side. And I think that again, that would spark some type of change. We do need some type of change as far as thinking of, you know what, maybe we is beefing over stupid shit, or maybe I shouldn't say this, even though we're not friends or whatever like that. Because if he can do that, then maybe we can stop dissing him. And then maybe that can stop some of the killing or stop some of the stuff that's going on. And when he actually did the interview and talked about that song, he was saying that's one of the reasons why he actually did that also. I could just personally appreciate that.
Okay. Vince, what about you?
Honestly, I don't remember like 90% of the rest of the songs on that list, and I don't have it in front of me.
No, not nothing from my feelings. I asked if it was a specific song that resonated with you that wasn't on that list.
Yeah,
Either it wasn't on that list, or maybe you picked because it was, you thought it would be popular. What's one that resonated for you personally?
Yeah, well, it's my top number one. Like, fuck the police. I don't have any. I wouldn't change my list any other way. I don't
sticking with
really
your
have
number
any
one
other
pick?
songs.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any other songs to bring up right now. All right.
Okay. So I seen one of the Facebook comments from Michael Scott saying that he thinks the Thor won it. Is there any more comments on Facebook, Trilla, that people predicting the winner?
No, that's just Michael Scott's dominating the conversation on Facebook. They kind of wait to see what's happening. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm in the top 2, and I'm not 2.
Wow.
Calvin had a question, I think. I seen Calvin.
Yeah, I got a challenge for Vince too when he done.
All right.
Cal, what you got?
This pretty much open. Any of you guys fathers? All right. Which one is this? Anybody can kind of answer this one. If I had your son and you wasn't a hip hop fan and didn't know nothing about your top 5 songs, which one of them songs would you, as I'm his uncle, I'm a hip hop fan, which one of them songs will you let me play for your child if he was interested in hearing one of these songs on the top 5? Which one? Which one would you let me play for him?
I'll give you my song that I'll let you play for my son. It's not my number one, but if you're talking about a song, it's J. Cole, High for Hours. When I listen to that song, I'm like, he's speaking, he's conversing with you, and he's letting you know where. I guess it's authentic articulation of what he's feeling, and that's a beautiful song to me. And again, I don't listen to J. Cole. When I listen to that song, I'm like, matter of fact, I changed my song from Little Baby's Little Baby, The Bigger Picture, to the J. Cole High for Hours. When I heard it, I was like, I like this song, and this is a song that I would love for my son to listen to.
Okay. Pay Bun, same question.
I gotta go back to the list, cuz. But
you sure
your list.
Police?
Huh? Nah, man.
Yeah.
Shit, man. There's so many songs.
We're just talking about what's on your top 5. The top 5 songs you had. Which one?
John, your father?
Nah.
Okay, because you start these questions with the people who have sons, and it was Couture and somebody else raised their hand as a son, and Bandana Black and Vincent got sons. So I think they ask him the same question?
Yeah, go ahead, Bandana.
I think I would have to out of the 5 that I pick, I would have to go with either the Meek Mill, Young Black America, I'll go with the Meek Mill, Young Black America.
Why?
Just because it gives a realistic view of what life is. It's not just saying like, yo, we being treated unfairly, or this is what we need to do. It's showing like both sides of it, especially that video, like the actual storyline of the song kind of shows you a lot that I think that our young black males need to see on both sides of it. Like it can turn out good or it can turn out kind of messed up. And if it turn out messed up, this is what you need to do to try to make the best of that situation.
Okay. Vincent?
Well, being as though my children are older and it's today's time, I would probably let them hear This Is America by Childish Gambino from my list.
Okay.
Because it would just be easier for them to relate. I could relay that message and break that down in today's time better than I could, with the way my children set up.
Can I go to my series of questions?
Please.
All right. I want to ask the crew how you think these guys did. Who do you think left points on the table? I'm gonna start with you. Right. Who do you think left points on the table in their debate from the players?
Me?
Yeah, Marlon. Who do you think of all of those four players? Who do you think left points on the table?
All the motherfuckers left points on the table. every single one of y'all left points on the table because y'all could have came more with facts, like the judges is saying. Y'all, a lot of y'all songs on y'all list are opinions, but y'all got to come with facts. Y'all got to come with straight, what y'all know about the song. We asked a lot of questions about the original, who produced the lyrics, what is the song about. So I think everybody on this list, only one person got a bonus question right. That was Couture about who produced it, but. Yeah, the name of this, the whole object of this debate is you got to prove your songs with facts, not just opinions. So yeah, all y'all left points on the table.
All right, Q, who would you say left points on the table?
Yeah, I would say everyone as well, just because even if you didn't have like specific facts, like it's certain bars that should stand out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Certain impactful things that you hear in a song that you'll never forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things that you're going to hear, and whether it be in the first verse, whether it be the hook. I mean, a lot of times, we was just asking like, yo, just give us some bars in the hook. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I would say. It's just, even if you didn't have specific tangible facts of this created this or that created that, at least the lyrics that stood out to you specifically would be helpful.
All right, Candace, who do you think left points on the table?
I gotta agree with Q and Marlon. I think everybody left points on the table. I think I was just surprised, and I gotta say a little bit disappointed about the songs that were left off people's top 5. Like nobody had, which is, I think, one of the most powerful Tupac songs that directly tells the story of Brenda's Got a Baby, that directly told the story of some of the issues that's going on in the community. Or even a Nas. Nobody had any Nas songs, which surprised the hell out of me. But even if I ruled the world, I think just leaving those songs off, but then not even knowing the facts behind some of the songs, or even the actual facts behind stories of the artists, it was a tad bit disappointing.
All right, Cal, would you be in agreement, or do you think?
Nah, I'm in agreement because I believe I came with the most simplest questions, basic: who produced, give me a lyric, things of that nature.
You asked me who got murdered.
No, in the song, it's lyrics.
What's a lyric?
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, but we're talking about lyrics. I hear you. But now you say Nas. I love One Mic. I love If I Ruled the World as song.
Player.
All right, go ahead. My bad.
Easy. But yeah, it was, if you guys watch what I did, I tried. All y'all couldn't answer no simple questions, basic questions on the songs, production, lyrics, hell, the year it came out, the album it was on, none of that. Y'all, it was a lot of empowerment.
All that is factual stuff.
Now it was factual stuff. That's why I kept trying to give y'all extra more bonus questions or questions to try to get more points. But other than that, everybody opinion about their songs was
give it to me, Nick.
It was on point. You know what I mean? Opinionated. So we'll let the judges decide.
All right, Ashley, I know you was hosting. You might be supposed to be impartial, but I mean, I'm gonna twist the question for you. Who do you think got points in this debate? Who do you think backed up a few points?
Personally, I think Couture got points. Although, like them, I do think everybody left points on the table. But I just want to give him recognition, like I said earlier, because I think he actually did some kind of research, and it was interesting to me, even for him to mention that he switched up picks on his list that he would have had after he listened to new things. And to me, that's kind of what this is about. This is about opening your eyes and ears to, different music and the culture and everything. And it said that, he is open-minded, and that, even this show or the list that we had kind of opened his eyes to something different and something new. And he even said that new song will be something that he would have his son listen to. And I thought that was interesting as well.
All right, looks like the judges might be ready to come in, and they're gonna.
I think Bandana want to ask Marlon something real quick.
Let me ask you real quick for because I thought Bandana dropped facts in the beginning of his stuff when he was doing his list. I thought and I could be wrong, but I was doing a lot. But I thought Bandana was really rattling off a lot of stuff during his 1 minute.
I did too.
I think
This is my question. A real quick question. This is just for understanding. This is not to argue or anything like that. Marlon, would you say what was the song that you was defending? I think it was it "Fight the Power" or "Self Destruction" or what was the one that you was? It was one of those songs. So either one of those songs, right? So say "Fight the Power" or "Self Destruction." Would you say that song, as far as the impact that it had, as far as stopping self-destruction, as far as saving lives, did that have more of an impact with saving lives as opposed to the impact that a Chief Keef, Finito, or I Don't Like, or any of that type of drill music had as far as people losing their lives or getting locked up? Would you say that would be equal, that stopped a lot of people from getting hurt or jammed up? The same amount of this music got people locked up or hurt like that? I'm asking for a reason. I'm explaining to you why.
Well, I'm gonna say it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
So me growing up, when I heard "Fight the Power" of Self-Destruction, those two songs at the time, hip hop was our CNN.
Yeah.
That was our news outlet. So when we saw that, and we saw self-destruction, and at the time that's when the crack epidemic hit. That's when it was a lot of police. The same shit you're seeing now happened back then. And those were the pioneers of that conscious Black empowerment stuff. So, of course, I'm going to say it was more impactful to me, but a younger generation may not know that. But I can always go back to just a year ago, the song "Fight the Power" was re-released. So that song still has a lot of power 20 years later, 30 years later. So I'm going to say that "Fight the Power" song is still relevant today.
And so we need 10 years to see what Chief Keef's whatever song reference has, if it has the same impact.
The reason why I was saying it's not the same impact, and that's the reason why a lot of my list is a little bit different, because I'm coming from a standpoint of who they're talking to. How can it make a change? So when you in the club, if it's a brawl in the club and I put "Fight the Power," Black Lives Matter, if I play that, fight's probably not going to stop. If there's no problem in the club and I play Finito and I say, yo, that's the nigga I got a problem with right there, that's probably going to turn out bad. So for that same artist to say anything positive, I know that one thing that he said positive in the song might stop somebody from losing their life or might stop somebody from getting locked up or getting jammed. So that's why a lot of my list is a little bit different, because of who they're talking to. Like, yeah, I'm 37, a little bit older, but I understand. Like, even like with my nephew, I tell him to listen to Jay-Z. No, I'll turn that trash off. Turn on NBA Youngboy. NBA Youngboy is horrible to me. But if NBA Youngboy say it's cool to have a job, my nephew's probably going to think it's cool to have a job. So I understand that that's going to impact that demographic of what I'm actually saying.
I see your point, but in that argument, you still don't have facts to back that up. That's kind of a idea of what you think would happen, or so that's where you would point.
Yo,
you can't.
I'm doing this little thing real quick. I got this show that I'm a part of.
Okay, so talking to us. Hey, Ashley, I'm gonna drop you off because the judges are waiting to come in.
But I still want to smack the shit out you for saying Chuck D ain't relevant.
Who said that, Marlon?
Bandana Black. He know he said that shit.
I'm not saying he's not relevant, but
you said it. When I see him, I'm gonna shit out.
Show your nephew a picture of Chuck D and a picture of Jay-Z and ask him if he could choose which one who he want to be.
A nephew? Whose nephew don't know Chuck D's accomplishments?
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. That's what I was choosing off of.
My nephew's 40. When I see him, I'm smack the shit out you.
Jay-Z is a Chuck D fan. You should know that.
I understand that, but the average young person now would know who Jay-Z is as opposed to Flavor Flav or EPMD or any of that.
I'm gonna smack the shit out you when I see you.
Black Lives Matter.
Allegedly.
Go ahead, Rika. Explain what we're doing here. Unmute.
All right, good people. So, look, tonight was different for Saint and I. First of all, we want to say thank you all for coming on and participating. It was definitely entertaining. I'd say the highlight of the night for me goes to Pay Bum, aka John, when he was trying to steal a challenge and gave a wrong answer and said that he was just gonna go on mute, like he was just gonna gracefully bow out. That shit was hilarious. That right there, that was a moment. That was a moment. But look, I mean, here's the thing. We're talking about these empowerment songs, and so there are a lot of, and it was very clear that you all were passionate about your choices, and it was a lot of personal connection to it. And so what Saint and I heard was a lot of opinion, a lot of just kind of restating of some lyrics. Michael, don't come for me because I ain't sent for you. And so what Saint and I wanted to do was kind of introduce this kind of challenge or like battle round where we are going to ask each of you like 4 or 5 questions, and we're going to see, who gets the questions right. And then we will be determining a winner from that. Again, like I said, and Saint, you could jump in. But again, like I said, it was very entertaining. You all were passionate about your list, but it was a lot of opinions. It was a lot of things that were not substantiated, and they could have been, right? Like they could have been, but they weren't. And so, we as judges, we take our jobs very seriously, and we wanted to make sure that we had some kind of set criteria so that if there were any questions and if we needed to go back over things, we could say, okay, well, this is what we based it off of.
So to add to what Rika said, I know we've been on for some time, so we're going to make this very simple. These are going to be questions that have right and wrong answers, point blank, period. We're going to ask you the questions. Everybody's getting the same questions for different songs. You guys are going to have a minute, answer. I suggest if you don't, say you don't, move on to the next. And we're going to rapidly go through the questions. Rika and I already have the answers, so it's not going to take that much time for us to deliberate and announce the winner. So we're going to move to this very quickly, and it's going to give you guys a second chance to kind of rally up some points based on factual answers. So, Rika, you want to start with... I think who we had first.
I'm gonna start with my boy John, Pay Bum, CEO.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So sorry, Rika, sorry to cut you. And DT, we're just gonna run a minute. On each of these. Right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we randomly selected a song from your 5 that you gave, and so these are the questions. So, Dreams and Nightmare. That's a song I selected for you. Okay. First question. Release date.
October 30th, 2014. No, 2012.
What album?
Dreams and Nightmares.
Label.
I want to say under Maybach and Def Jam.
Producer. Are you looking shit up?
Nah.
Look at me. Look at me. Don't look down. Look at me.
Right here. Nah. I don't know that.
All right, next. What's the opening line?
I used to pray for times like this, rhyme like this, and I used to grind like this, to shine like this. You see, that's the opening line. That I ain't going no further because I got bars. You know what I'm saying? I've been yeah.
Okay.
All right. Saint, you go next.
Okay, Bandana Black.
Might as well skip me.
I'm about to say the same thing. I'm about to just go ahead and say my man won it already.
Yeah, I don't know their favorite cereal, any of that.
Listen, go through it. If you say you can say five, then we can move through it, right?
Yeah.
So for you, we selected This Is America by Childish Gambino. Same question, release date or at least release year.
This decade. I don't know. Pass.
Album.
I have no idea.
Label.
I want to say Atlantic, but pass.
Producer.
Pass.
And first lines for the first verse.
This Is America.
Okay. Next, go ahead. Rika.
All right, I got Couture.
Okay.
All right, sir. So we selected High for Hours. That's the song.
Okay.
Okay. Release date or release year.
2015.
What album?
Dreamville.
Well, that would not be the album. What label?
I don't know. Rockefeller.
Okay. Producer.
J. Cole.
And opening line. And I'm counting on you to get this because you was doing a lot of quoting the lyrics. You was doing a lot of referring to lyrics during
This
your.
You say this is a song that I wrote while smoking, and I call it High for Hours. I think that's how he started it.
All right. Next thing.
And last, we got you, Vincent. I think you can do this, man. I think you can do this. Where
do it.
Skip. For you,
Skip.
We got KRS-One, Sound of the Police.
Skip. I don't know what year. I'll have it. It was before I started smoking marijuana. That's what year it was made.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'm telling you straight up. Like I was too young to remember.
Okay, so you don't know the year. Okay.
No.
Do you know the album?
No.
Wow.
I don't know the name of no KRS-One's albums.
Wow.
Okay. Label. What label was KRS-One signed?
Probably wasn't nothing but what, two record labels, Koch.
Wow.
And producer.
Wow.
I don't know.
Okay.
Damn, y'all.
But the lines, first few lines of the record. Just give me the first part.
Which song was it again?
Sound of the Police.
Sound of the Police?
Yeah.
I'm hurt.
Come on, bro. Like I picked all songs from the early freaking 80s. Like I don't even like when's the last time I listened to those songs? You got it.
Okay.
Like I said,
Okay.
Skip.
Okay. Cool.
You got another one?
Huh? No. That's it.
Oh.
So no. So we're done with our rapid fire round. I have
rapid fire.
Rapid questions.
Yeah. Well, That's it. Where's Rika? So we got Vincent with no points on that round. I got Bandana with where's Bandana? I got Bandana with no points on his round.
Damn, Bandana.
All right. What about you, Rika?
So I had Paid Bum answered all of them besides the producer, and Couture answered where was it? All of them besides album. So there actually was not an album. It was actually a Lucy, but he said Dreamville, which was actually the label, but it's Dreamville Rock Interscope. So basically it's I'm sorry, Couture didn't know the producer. So he didn't get album and he didn't get producer.
So we have a winner.
So we have a winner.
Paid Bum.
Congrats.
Paid Bum.
All right, Hey Bum, this is how's it now. You are the last. So, man, you got some work to do. I only say that in the sense that you move to the next championship rounds with 4 other winners from 4 other games, and those folks are prepared. So if you don't come prepared, if you don't get prepared for your next game, you might want to bow out before the game starts. We have that happens where people are like, yo, I'm not ready. I can't make it. Something came up. Right? We see that every once in a while. But so I say that to say that whatever the topic's going to be, you should really take time to get familiar with the work you're going to present to us, because those other 4 people, they were serious winners. They were on point. They went right at it, and they knew their stuff. They did their work, and they came in and they answered questions. So you are the last winner to move on into our new championship round, which wraps up our 2nd season of this. And so congratulations on that. To the other guys, now that you now, damn it, man, Dan, I thought you was going to win because you played this game before.
I did too. I don't know what happened. Recount.
I call recount.
I think it was a misconnect with communication or understanding, I think.
So I say that to say that you guys played. If you want to come back and play again, you can. You just have to send an email saying that you would like to play again. Now that you know how the game is played, you know how to prepare and what to prepare for. So it should be a lot easier for you the next time around. But that doesn't happen unless you send an email to me through the Gmail account, hiphoptop5@gmail.com, saying, DT, put me back on the list to play another game. Don't know which game it is, but if your name is in the queue, when we go to build other games, I'll call you back and see if you're willing to play again. So that's for folks who didn't win. But Pay Bum, that next game is happening next month for you. All right, the championships. And so I can tell you now, I know I haven't told everybody what the game's about, so I got to send that all out at the same time, what the topic's going to be. But thank you for being here. I think all you guys are being here tonight and playing. And very interesting. I guess at this point, I'll say goodnight to the players, and I know the team will sit back and kind of just do a quick debrief. And again, if you guys want to play again, please let me know. Vince, I thought you was off to a great start, Vince. Well, the whole game started off really slow, and then I seen you pick up at the end. That's when I started seeing you kind of waving a white flag and getting frustrated and throwing your heads up. Was that because the answers to the questions were too tough?
I just wasn't prepared. Like, I just didn't, I wasn't prepared to state facts and come with,
And I gotta ask this question, Couture. You seem to be the most prepared because you spent time listening to all those songs. Where did you get stuck at?
I don't know where I got stuck. I just maybe I'm feeling that I was trying to say what was a song that was relevant to Power to the People, but I didn't know that I had to know who produced and whatnot in regards to what the songs were. And the questions didn't ask me anything in regards to anything in regards to that type of stuff. So I figured what I delivered is what I delivered. I delivered enough.
Which means the questions didn't do what?
Like I didn't get a lot of questions. Like I got one question: who was murdered in the track? I didn't have that answer.
And
I didn't have that answer. But for everything else, I figure I did all right.
So I will say this, right? So all you guys did great at expressing your feelings and talking about the impact of these records in a very general stance. But the way the game works is in doing that, you need to say and introduce new facts or new information that may not be public knowledge or may not be just common knowledge, I should say, right? And that's how you pick up points. So what was happening was you guys were, like for you, Couture, you were talking about a lot of the lyrics in the songs that you had on your list and how those lyrics made you feel. But again, that's just opinion based. So when you're talking about J. Cole lyrics and you're talking about lyrics from your songs, you were a lot of times just speaking to how these songs made you feel.
And my confusion lied in is that I don't know how, if I'm quoting the lyrics, I don't know how it actually impacted the community for real. So all I know is that these are lyrics that are good for impacting the community. I don't know how it translated.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll give you an example. So one thing, Couture, you did quote lyrics a lot, but then the question that asked you specifically about lyrics, you didn't have the answer for that one. Like you mentioned one name, Kato, but you didn't know the other two, right? So like a lot of your explanations or whatever, or your defending of your list was about lyrics, right? It was you quoting it, but then you didn't answer the song or the challenge that specifically asked you about lyrics. So an example would be if you're talking about like how powerful this lyric was it quoted by someone else? Did another rapper, kind of pull that line into their song? I mean, that would be like, that's just an example of how you can kind of incorporate some depth to your response, right?
I'll give you an example. Fight the Power was your number one, right?
Right.
What movie was it from?
It was from Do the Right Thing. But hear this now. I'm going to hit you guys with this. Fight the Power was my number one. And I told you, like, my criteria I used was song style, call to action, lyrics, conviction, and how it resonated. When I listened to Fight the Power, I listened to over and over and over again. And I said to myself, the lyrics in this song aren't even strong. And it's not until the last verse. No, hear me out. Not until the last verse that Chuck D really starts giving you like some lyrics about something. That's when he starts mentioning Elvis and John Wayne. But I was listening to the first two verses. They weren't even strong. What was strong to me about that was just the fact that the call to action was so powerful that it trumped any other song's lyrics because the call to action was that powerful. But if you go back and listen to Fight the Power right now, you'll see that the lyrics in it totally, you're not going to put it in a song of lyrics. Not Chuck D, but that particular song.
By Chuck D.
Yeah, listen to it.
I hear it every day.
In regards to, okay, so then you understand what I'm saying. In regards to power to the people. Listen to the first two verses. You'll hear it. And when we get off, you'll probably listen to it and go, you know what? He's right. Like the lyrics aren't that strong.
You're gonna say Couture is right. So Couture, I will also say like Fight the Power, right? Like that's a slogan that is well known, right? Like it's used in marches, things of that nature. Right. But where did it originate? Who popularized it first? Was it Chuck D?
Calvin and Marlon, stop.
I'm throwing that out there to say, like, I hope that you play again, because I enjoyed tonight's game with all of you. But these are just like things to think about. Like, so as you're preparing, like if you play again, which I hope so, and as you're preparing, like these are things that you can think about. So like when you're getting your facts together, it's like, yeah, Fight the Power. Like this was a slogan that originated, blah blah blah. This is da 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 da. This lyric, means this. Like, I'm just giving you some examples of ways that you can bring some facts into your explanation of like why you chose the song.
And I will leave you guys with this, for Vincent and Couture, who kind of question the challenges and not being prepared. Look at it like this: your opportunity to gain the most points comes from your homework and your defense, right? Those challenges are just meant to be bonus questions. So whether you weren't prepared for the label questions or the producer questions, the goal and the intent is that you did such a good job at defending your songs that those are just extra points that if you get them, you get them. If you don't, you don't. So the focus needs to be when you have that minute to defend, have as much facts in that minute as possible so that you don't have to rely on answering the challenges when they come your way. That's kind of how the game's played.
Gotcha.
Right? But sorry, I'll let DT wrap everything up.
All right, so I'm done. Oh, wait a minute, I had one more question. I wanted to give that same question to Bandana Black about where you think that you might have got stuck.
I think it was a flawless victory. No, I think as far as where is it stuck, it's really just
we're gonna put together. Oh, you might put a game back together with all the people who all playing the same.
I think it's really just I gotta stop. I don't know. I think I could have picked 5 songs that everybody would agree with and argued it to why it was that, but I don't truly feel that way. I really feel like these 5 out of those songs for specific reasons was that. So I think maybe I just gotta
see that's the thing though.
Find out specifics about them that's not really part of why I chose them, but just stuff that I might know about them.
This is the thing, Bandana. You've played this twice, and both times you've had unconventional lists.
Yeah,
and
we enjoy.
Truth be told, we like that. We like that. It's not even that we want you to change your list. It's just that if you're bringing that list to the table,
I gotta have
just defend it. Yeah, just defend it. You know.
Yeah. But I honestly, besides the Childish Gambino, I really thought this was gonna be an easy win. Like I'm like, this is undeniable. So when I heard the backlash, especially the G Herbo one, I was like, oh my god, like, is this the right week for the show?
so Bandana, I'm gonna give you a tip. I asked you like a real fact-based question about Bump J, right?
Yeah.
And you could have won points on that question. Bump J was about to be signed by 50 Cent, and then he got sentenced.
Yeah.
Like that was a fact-based question, but that was a fact-based question about the artist. The G Herbo one was a little different, but the Bump J, you was like, I don't know, that ain't got nothing to do with something. You still gotta know those fact-based questions. Like that was an easy layup.
I agree with that. I agree with that. You're right. I should have had known that. But like I said, my reasoning for the actual song is this is a younger person that's respected. Like I said, it might not be respected by all. Older person, which is an OG, that's also respected. They're both giving the same message to a certain demographic of people. I can respect that. I know that's going to be accepted. Now, as far as me knowing his history of why or whatever charge like that, it didn't make it. He could have been 10 years for shooting somebody, 10 years for getting shot. The fact is he did it and came out and stood on certain principles that I can respect. I know other people, but you're right. I should have known just more specific facts about stuff.
But whether I agree with you or Rika agrees with you or Saint or DT, that's still an opinion of what that reach. What the fact is
but
he went to jail for this thing. The hook of the song was this thing, and he was going to be signed by this person. So even though we might respect what you're saying, those facts are off.
But this is from experience. This is from me working with the youth and talking to youth and doing these things that these are the artists they're telling me that they respect and they listen to. This is from DJing and doing these clubs and going to these places of
Bandana, we can't verify that. We can only
You're right. I get what you're saying.
We can research and find out if those people really talk to you and say, those things. So
you're right.
Facts, you gotta be something that they could research and say, okay, that is true.
And goes, I get what you're saying.
But Bandana.
Yeah.
The revolution will not be televised.
Yo, Bandana, please find out who Jill Scott Heron is. For real.
No, this said Jill Scott.
I thought he was talking about Jill Scott. It was a lot of songs on that list.
Listen. That's where you lost. That's where you lost, right there.
I mean, Jill Scott is motivation, though. I thought that's where you was going. I don't know.
The revolution will not be televised.
All right. So to the players, I want to say good night and thank you. And if you want to play again, let us know. Let me know right away so I can put your name back.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I had fun. It was a good time. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, no doubt, man. This is definitely fun.
All right. Thank you.
All right, players.
Vince, where you from?
Y'all, man.
Vince, where you from?
Oh, I'm from the DMV.
Okay, DMV. And it was VJ Detta. is the name I kept hadn't attached to your
Yeah,
name.
just call me Vincent.
So the VJ, you're not like a video disc jockey. That wasn't a
No, not at all.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, thank you, bro. Thank you. Hope to see you again.
No
All
problem.
right. All right. And John, we'll see you. You'll get an email from us shortly in the next couple of days about the next game, championship game, which I believe is July 11th, if I'm not mistaken. July.
All right.
So please check your calendar, make yourself available for that. And thank you for playing. Good night.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, y'all have a good night, man.
All right, man.
Right, man.
I'm gonna end the live broadcast.